Hello and welcome to Fiona's Creative Canvas. Today I'm going to be doing a textured art piece. I've got in here some sand, some joint compound that was a mix that I had left over, and I've added a little bit of modelling paste and I've put in some Payne's grey. I thought I'd mix some paint in with that today, just because last time I used a mix like this, when I was going over the sand, sometimes the paint would lift off and it would look white underneath. So I thought today I'm going to mix in some colour, and that way it won't look white. And I'm going to be using a dark colour, but the actual piece itself, I want it to be some light, soft blues and greys. Let's start with that. I've got a couple of brushes, palette knife, and a spreader for spreading on my texture. So let's start with the texture. This is actually going to be a lot easier to see on my canvas than you normally see me put texture paste on. It's quite light and you can't see what I'm doing. So this will help. I think I want a dark patch here and maybe a little bit of an accent over here. Very scratchy. I like this. I think it really helps tinting your texture. Let's start with that. I think I'll let this dry overnight. Got a little bit of Payne's grey left on here. I wonder if I should just mix a little bit in with the palette knife as we use the paint, eh? Okay, this is nice and dry. Already got paint on me. It's a nice big lump here, which I quite like. Now I've saved the rest of it just in case I want to add in some more later, but I want to get my colors down now, and I picked this color palette. I've got titanium white, Payne's grey, phthalo blue, sky blue light, and blue turquoise, and I've got out a bunch of cups here. What I thought I would do is make up some liquidy paints as well. Basically these colors I'm not going to use straight. I'm going to mix them all with a white and get some sort of different levels of shade, I guess. I do want to add some paint on with a brush. So let's just start. I want to get my corners done and maybe my edges. Spray those parts of the canvas. I haven't sprayed this because I don't want that to get too wet. But I'm going to start with my white. Maybe add a fraction of the grey in. I just want to get a base coat down, mainly on my edges. Oh, it's a lot of black, a lot of Payne's grey there. Don't want quite that much. Alright, so I've just got a few little bits of colour in there. Just a little bit of grey and a little bit of sky blue light. But now we're going to bring in the colours that we've pre-mixed. See what it's like. It's quite nice. See how similar this one is. seems quite similar. Right, so that's a bit of a concern. Those two are a little bit too similar. And we've got this one that's a bit brighter. Yeah, okay, I like that one. I'm going to make one of these more grey. Some grey. Might make up a little bit of non-money grey. Let's try that. We'll make a blue. Blue grey. Alright, just experimenting here. We're going to need some colour down here. Let's just fill this in a bit. Alright, I want some blobs, and I'm going to use this brush as well. It's not that runny. I might wet my brush. That might help. Let's try tilting it. Maybe add a bit more, or add a bit more with water. I don't mind having it a little scratchy. Some grey. I've got this very pale white one. Alright, let's try that. Probably could have gone just white because it is blending a little bit with the rest. I'm going to add just some pure white down here. More some white. Oh, because it's so liquidy. And this is the problem I have with liquid. I think this is the kind of background I'm going for. Now I might have to let it dry out a bit and then come over with the palette knife. Yeah, it's too wet. I could take some off, particularly here. I've got my colour underneath. Bit of white. Just adding a bit of the straight paint just thickens it up a little. Let's just try a little bit of the grey. Just want to see what that looks like through here. I think I'm okay with this being still more of a background. I do like this colour here. Okay, I feel like I need some blocks And I don't know how to do it. I don't want to smear it the way I did. Let's make this runnier. And I'm going to tilt it. And maybe I'll spread it with a palette knife. I think that kind of works. With a smaller palette knife as well. Okay, I think that's more of what I was wanting. These kind of spill marks that are blocks of colour. I like that. Got my white. Don't want those lines in it. Maybe I haven't got enough paint on there. I'm going to glide across it. I might end up pouring something on that. I'm going to cover this one up more, I think. Should we go with this slightly darker colour? Oh. Let's work on this bit. This corner's nice and dry, so I can do a bit of this down here. I'm actually lifting some of those dark bits out. Alright, let's let that dry. So I'm really liking this colour here. It's mostly dried, that's quite wet still. I want more of that colour. So I think I'm going to add some up there and a bit more back down here. Is that a little bit more? Now I'm going to start bringing out some texture. I've got this darker colour I made here as well. I think I might try scraping a bit of that on. Still a bit wet there. I do like the colour. Let's fix this bit up here. So I think I'm just going to keep going with the palette knives. Just dried that off a little bit. I like those kind of stripes. Let's turn it around. Not sure about adding a little bit of this back on. Okay, so I've come back to this today and I'm actually really quite liking it. There's only a few things that I want to do. This darker blue that I put through here, if I put this on where it kind of leads, it's crooked. So I do want to straighten that up a bit. Maybe. Just need to hold it there. That's flush. There we go. And then let's have a look at that. Balance it a little bit better. I don't mind having a couple of lines. And the other direction I like it is actually this way. So let's have a look at that. And how that looks this way. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, here is the final result. You've got to check this texture out. Look at it. I love the lumps, which is a good note to take. There's another one over here that's quite large. So I do really like that kind of standout bits of texture. I also love the fact that I did the texture in the dark, in the Payne's grey at the start. I'm going to use that technique more in the future, I think. Yeah, I think I learned a lot from this one with the liquid paints as well, about how to go about using them a bit better. I'm going to show you on what it looks like on a blue wall. So that's what it looks like on the blue wall. I just thought it was, you know, it's a bit darker, so the white kind of pops out. So it's a nice cool colour palette this time with the blues and the greys. It's pretty cold here in Australia at the moment, so it's quite fitting. I hope you enjoyed the different techniques used in this one. If you did, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. That's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you all in the next one. Bye.